I have some young nephews who visit from time to time, and they want to play some video games. I set them up to play some games and demos on my PS3. I don't really have any games on my 360 that are appropriate for their age. But then I have to babysit them and watch their every move. Being unfamiliar with the PS3 and also unable to read, I was concerned about them getting into the system settings and erasing data, playing games and demos I downloaded that are inappropriate for them, or even simply purchasing full versions of the games they're playing, as the demos frequently prompt the gamer to do. These kids are from 4 to 7 years old. They haven't started school, they don't know how to read. But kids are smart. The only difference between a kid and a high school graduate is how educated they are, but the base intelligence is the same. They learn to play games by trial and error. They keep hitting items on the menu until they find the one that lets them play the game. If they see me go into the menu and change the game they are playing, then they know how to do it too. But when a question pops up on the screen asking if you really want to do something, they have no idea what it is asking and only know that they have to hit one of the 2 buttons displayed to get back to the game. They have no respect or even real understanding of game saves and other system data. When they select a game from the hard drive, the options to delete it are just as available as the ones to play it. At their home, they have repeatedly erased memory cards on their PS2 and GameCube, and even deleted full games from their Xbox 360. They have of their own volition purchased and downloaded full games from Xbox Live that have had pictures that interested them. They did this with Ma at least twice, because they accidentally deleted it at least once. I wouldn't dare ever let them watch me put a game into my PS3, because then they will learn how to do it. And they will bite discs when they think the game is unfair, and they will cram coins and Yu-Gi-Oh cards into the disc slot on their Wii. They have done both of these already. This is what small children do, and it is a very real problem. It is a very real problem on my PS3 because once they press that PS button at any time, they have a very simple menu that requires only a simple scroll to the side to reach all my system configurations, or a simple scroll up to the top of the list of games to reach all the options to delete my saves. It is a very real problem on the Xbox because every tier of the menu is advertising some special game or option. And guess what? The menu on the Wii is easier to use than some of its games. Anyway, I was stricken with a marvelous idea of how to solve this problem. So listen up and share this video with everybody until the folks at Sony, Microsoft, and even Nintendo get the picture that this is something important that they actually need to do. I would like to be able to set up a very special Child's Play account on my console. I would like to be able to set up a special account or profile that can never access or modify any system settings, that has no ability to access the internet or PlayStation Store or Xbox Live Market, that can only have access to specific games and media, and above all, cannot even accidentally change to a different user account without the use of a password or special code. I want to be able to make my system safe from my nephews. This is the end result of what should happen. When the Child's Play account is being used, if ever the user goes into the PS3 menu, the only options they will have is to pick an approved game, play approved media, or switch to another Child's Play account. All the other items wouldn't even appear in the menu. The games they can't play will not be listed. This same basic approach is what should be used for the Xbox 360. When they play a game or demo, if they select the option to purchase the game or to play it online, the system will instantly display a message that says they cannot do this from this account. We don't have to wait 3 or 5 seconds for the system to realize that it can't do this because I unplugged the network cable earlier to make sure that it didn't happen. It will just jump straight to the notice and nothing else. And this is another very, very important feature. When I reset my console, it must automatically log back into the Child's Play account. If the system is not set up to do this, I promise you that children will simply turn the console off and then on and be back to a normal profile. In fact, they did this just last night. I stepped away for a few minutes, and when I came back, I had found that they had left the dummy profile I had made for them and were in my profile and were busy changing my console's name. If I set the console to work in Child's Play mode, I want the system to stay in Child's Play mode no matter what until I set it back. Besides, I know all the parents out there want their consoles to just normally start up in Child's Play mode because their children will often just go turn the console on and start playing games. So how do you get out of Child's Play mode? It has to be something that a smart kid can watch you do and still not be able to do it themselves. My best idea is that you will select a menu option to switch to another profile, and the console will tell you to press a slightly complicated 3-button combo, and it will write this out in text, not using symbols or even button colors. It would be a semi-randomly selected button combo, so that it is not the same one every time and thus could not be memorized. It could be something like hold down R1 and L2 and square for 3 seconds. Hold down Y, right bumper, and left thumbstick in for 3 seconds. Hold both triggers and make 5 circles with the right thumbstick. Basically, any 3-fingered salute that requires both hands should be complicated enough that we don't need to worry that they will find it by accident. Oh, and disregard any attempts to change profiles if they were holding down a shoulder button when they selected the option, just in case the little tykes like to hold them down all the time anyway. I know you will want to do something much easier to program, like asking for a password, but bear in mind that kids can get stuck on those text entry boxes, especially since hitting the circle button just asks you if you want to cancel text entry, question which the children can't read. The goal is to keep them out of the system menu, not punish them for selecting an option they couldn't read. You could then ask for a password after they used the random 3-fingered combo, especially since this could be very useful for somewhat older kids who can read. But I would make this an option so that it is not overly inconvenient to get back to regular gaming. That there pretty much sums it up. This is what we need. Go to the PlayStation blog share and vote up this suggestion. Go to whatever site Microsoft has for suggestions and mention it to them there. Whatever we gotta do. I also have something to say about a solution for kids who like to bite discs and altogether cause all kinds of great damage to the discs that we use. But I'm running out of time for this video, so hopefully I'll make another one in the next couple days to explain it. And hopefully somebody will actually care about it and watch it. Thank you, and pass the word along.